A young doctor sits in a consulting room in Vienna. His hands are wet, his collar is damp. For as long as he can remember, every time he meets someone important, a supervisor, a colleague, a patient's family, the sweating begins. He has tried everything, concentrating on staying dry, breathing through it, avoiding the situations that trigger it. Each strategy makes it worse. The more he fights it, the more his body produces exactly what he fears. He is sitting across from Viktor Frankl. Frankl had spent years inside concentration camps. He had lost his wife, his parents, his brother, his manuscript. He had watched men die from the withdrawal of meaning and watched others survive on nothing because they had something left to live for. After the war, he built a psychiatric practice. And the patients who came to him, people paralyzed by fears they could not explain, reminded him of something he had seen in the camps. Not the scale, the structure. A person trapped inside a loop they had built by trying to escape it. The young doctor told Frankl about the sweating, the dread before every meeting, the wetness arriving precisely because he expected it, the shame feeding the next round of dread. Frankl listened. And then he told the doctor to do something that sounded like the opposite of help. He told him to walk into his next meeting and try, with everything he had, to sweat as much as humanly possible, to show everyone in the room how much one person could sweat. The doctor looked at him as if he had lost his mind. What Frankl had noticed, and what would take neuroscience another 60 years to map, was that the sweating and the fear of sweating were not two problems. They were one mechanism. And that mechanism was doing something nobody in the room had suspected. The doctor walked into his next meeting and did what Frankl asked. He tried with everything he had to sweat. He told himself he would drench the room, he would pour. He could not do it. Within a week, the sweating that had controlled his life for years was gone. Every time the old dread surfaced, he chased it, and every time his body refused to cooperate. Frankl saw the same pattern repeat across his practice. An insomniac, told to try as hard as possible to stay awake, fell asleep. A man with a stutter, told to stutter deliberately, could not produce it on demand. Each one freed by the same impossible instruction. He called it paradoxical intention. And he insisted on one thing: the instruction had to be exaggerated, funny. The sweating doctor did not just try to sweat. He tried to show the room how much one person could pour. The humor created distance. It pulled the patient outside the loop before the loop could pull them back in. Your brain predicts the symptom before it arrives. The prediction triggers the body. The body produces the symptom. The symptom confirms the prediction. And every attempt to fight it sends the brain one more signal that the threat is real. The fight is the fuel. When you chase the symptom instead of running from it, the prediction has nothing to push against. The alarm cannot sustain itself when the person is moving toward the fire instead of away. A man who survived the worst thing human beings have done to each other came home and built a tool for the fears that imprison people who are free. The fear is a prediction. The prediction needs your resistance to survive. Stop fighting. Try to do it. The prediction is still waiting for you to resist.